Hey gents, today we're taking a look at Undandy shoes, which by their words is conspicuously inconspicuous. They hit that D2C footwear space, but they do it in an interesting way because you can customize the shoes based on the color, leather, suede, and everything else that you want, whether it's shoes, loafers, or boots. The customization options are pretty interesting. So I'll go through that process, show you the shoes, talk about the leather, and then I'll round it up with the quality, fit, style, price, and overall value at the end. So we'll talk more about Undandy, the company, and the product after I unbox it. First, I'll take you through the ordering process, and then we will get to the unboxing, get them on the feet, and talk about them and everything else. And so make sure you subscribe to learn about the best menswear on the internet. Give a thumbs up for great footwear at good prices, and let's switch over now. Undandy offers both pre-designed footwear and they have custom options where you can literally customize everything, and that's what you see here in the shoe builder. Now this does give you a little bit of options paralysis. It definitely did for me because you can customize so many things. You have to kind of envision what you want the final shoe to look like as you go through this process, but you could spend hours in there. You can customize a toe cap, you can go with a hole cut, you could go with a loafer, you can customize the heel color, you can do so many things in here, so it can definitely be overwhelming. Go into this with having some idea of what you want. All of the shoes are handcrafted to order in Portugal from French suedes and leathers. And the pre-made models should deliver within 2 weeks. My order from placement to delivery was just under 4 weeks. Each of the shoes come in right at that $200 mark. That's that sweet spot for this D2C footwear. And if they're using the same French calf leather that some of the other D2C companies are, this should be one of the best values out there, especially since you can do a little bit of customizations to get exactly what you want. And the customizations with Undandy are on the aesthetic side of things. They don't have custom sizes like if you need additional widths. They can produce up to an 18.5, so I know there's a couple of you guys out there that'll appreciate that. But they do have free returns and exchanges so that if you get something that doesn't fit, they should make it right. All right, so on the foot, these things feel really good. The 45 has really been my sweet spot for these companies. I found that once I realized that 45 worked in one D2C or one footwear company, it's really been consistent across these. So they feel really good. The sizing fits true to other dress shoes, first off. The gray I chose because I've got plenty of browns, I've got plenty of blacks. I don't really have this color, and I was able to order the matching belt with it that you saw in the unboxing, which really helps because I actually have a sneaker that's this color, so that'll really help with some of the matching there. And so the gray is very unique. What I really like about this though is that you can customize anything you want. So you can do a different color upper from the laces, and you could do a leather sole versus a rubber sole. So you can choose all the things you want to make this the shoe that you really like. And so I chose the rubber sole. I even customized it. They put the Kavalier down here. You can see that in the shots. And I don't know that the interior is customizable. I think this might be their signature thing to have that contrast color on the interior. You can see the rough patch of leather back here, which helps when you're walking to not really slip out of your shoes. That's a cool feature. And as far as the leather quality goes, it's definitely a $200 shoe. You can't really fake that. And I talked about that in my Suit Supply video where the Suit Supply shoes come in at $299, but the richness and the depth texture of the leather is really apparent that it's a $299 shoe versus a $199 shoe. You can see a little bit of creasing here from wearing it around the studio here, but that's to be expected on one of these shoes. Every leather creases, it's just the way that it creases. So I'll be interested to see how these wear over time. Definitely going to be a big part of my rotation because I think these look good. These look good with the denim that I'm wearing. I think they'd also look good with my lighter chinos, and I think this, could be a versatile shoe. It's just something that's a little bit more trendy and fashion forward versus brown or black. So let's run right down quality, fit, style, value, and overall experience. This definitely hits that $199, $200 quality. And what's great about this, and I've started to consider this with Gustin or Beck & Simon is if you order shoes for like delivery in a few months, that's good. It's a good business model. It reduces waste and everything, but it is nice to just get the shoe. So even though Beck & Simon might be like $169, if you can go for $199, get this in a couple of weeks versus in a few months, that is nice. The fact that you can customize this, really, the fact that you're not paying $299 in order to customize and get exactly what you want is really cool. So that really helps with the value prop of Undandy. Fit, as I mentioned, right in line with other dress shoes. Style, I think you can get some pretty garish stuff, but the fact that you can start with a base and then customize around it is pretty cool. Don't go too crazy. You don't want a shoe that you can only wear in a few key occasions. Even this is a little bit outside of the realm of what I typically order, but you gotta push yourself in some ways. So the style, I think, is fantastic because you can get traditional silhouettes. You can make minor tweaks if you want a cap toe or a hole cut, or even if you want a certain type of loafer or boot, but then you can get just very traditional looking, or you can make it a little bit, you can even put subtle details in here, which I really like about that customizer, and you can get tons of different colors and things. Value, check, I've talked about that. And then as far as overall experience, pretty fast delivery, really simple ordering process. I always like when you can just use PayPal to check out. Like simple stuff like that is great for the overall experience, and then free returns and exchanges as well in case something doesn't fit. I think the big thing that would really set Undandy apart is if you could do additional widths. I know that some of you guys out there, you have to use Allen Edmonds because they offer a certain width size for your foot, and so the fact that you can do additional sizes up to 18 is great, but if you could do additional widths, that would be huge. But they use a certain last and upper and everything, and so that is Undandy, and I am pretty into these. So if you want to check them out, I'll put links below. I don't know if I have a discount or anything, but if I do have that, I'll put it down below. And if you have any questions, I can try and answer down in the comments. You can also reach out at @_Kavalier on Twitter and Instagram. Love to hear from you guys over there. Put some behind the scenes stuff. And as always, keep the suggestions coming on the companies, and I'd love to dive into even more. Until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier. I give her all that I have to give, but I'm gonna make it hard to live. Big soggy tears running down to a sieve, and it still ruins her makeup. I never wanted a cigarette rest.